See, a thought rises as a reaction to something, all right? Rises and falls off, and then another thought rises and falls off. In between the thought, there's a little space, which in Sanskrit called as vilamba. Now the thought may come from the future, may come from the past, but when it comes, it goes to the past, all right? Now, what happens that we see the rising of the thought but not falling of the thought. And in between the thought, this vilamba is the present. Now, if I tell you be in the present, you can. But you just go on thinking like mad. On the cusp of the thought, you are moving, just like mad. But there's a realm beyond the thought, which is complete awareness and thoughtless awareness, where there is no thought. And thought is a great joy killer. I'll tell you how. For example, you are seeing these flowers now. I am also seeing them. Now I am seeing it thoughtlessly, you are seeing it with thought. So the thought arises from what shop she must have bought, how much it must have cost, because thought is not joy. But I am just looking at it, without thinking. The complete creation of this, all the joy that is put into these, all the joy that has been created by putting it into this kind of a style, all that is silent is just entering into my being, giving me that peace and the joy for which it was created. Is a barrier. Actually, thought is always a barrier. But when you go beyond thought, it doesn't mean that you cannot think, but you become a master. If you want, you can think. If you don't want, you cannot think. But you are not driven by your thoughts. You see my point? It's like the thought is riding you, now you ride the thoughts.
Can you prevent thinking?
Can you?
Can you prevent thinking?
Yes. If you want, you can just sit silently, in your silence enjoying it. If you want, you can think. But after that, whatever you think has a special quality. Because that thought that comes to you after your realization is guided, enlightened by your spirit. Say a thought comes to you. For example, you are sitting here and you see something in the darkness and you think this is a serpent. For example, you might think, you see, thinking anything is possible. There's no control. So you think it is a serpent going and you're frightened of it and you try to save yourself. But supposing there is light, then the same thought tells you, no, it's not. It's just a rope lying there. With enlightenment, the same thought has a special quality. Because you see it in all its dimensions and understand what does that mean. What it is like. What is the absolute value of particular thought is. And you just give up.